What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barstool Breakdown, episode 43. And once again, we got a great show for you today. But if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. Over 65% of the people that listen to this podcast are not subscribed, which is crazy. Just hit that subscribe button for us. It helps us out quite a bit. If you are subscribed or not, hit the like, drop a comment, get us in the algorithm. We appreciate all your guys' support as always. And again, we got a great interview today with my brother from another mother. It's Mikey Betts. We talk about his start at Barstool. We talk about the tank. We talk about what's coming up for him. Rough and Rowdy. Let's get it.
Get sturdy as fuck. This is it.
I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights,
All right, we're here with an extremely special guest. The first extremely because it's Mikey Betts. How we doing, Mikey?
I'm doing good. Doing good. What's up, guys?
Yeah, doing well. Yeah, doing well, man. You know, it's a beautiful day. We got midday office action from Mikey, so we appreciate you joining us. Join us from the heart of Barstool, and there's a reason we're having you on for the timing, but I think we save that, getting that later, and start as we always do, because I think this goes back because you have an interesting Barstool story. I feel like layoffs were involved in there at some point. So what got you into Barstool in the beginning? And how'd you get the ball rolling?
So in 2020, I made my account, my name. It was like Mikey Betts. I had Mikey Betts show, my own podcast and stuff. And I invited Frank on one time, and I was like, let me try to see if I can get Frank to get on the podcast. I like his stuff. I think he's funny. And he said, yeah. And then we started talking about the Bears. Right. And it was a good interview. It was just a fun interview. So later on that day, he just started sending me shit about the Bears, old pictures of Soldier Field when it had the Coliseum look before they destroyed it. He came on again, and then eventually we met up. We created a friendship. We met up at the card show in 2020. So then I took him to Gene and Jude's. Thank God, because that one hit a grand slam. And then I got that pretty much sealed the start of our friendship. And then one day, Nicky the Good, shout out Nicky the Good. He's the best. He is the best.
Yeah.
He put out a tweet and was like, who wants to help with Frank's socials for the podcast? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. So I texted Frank. I was like, if you need a guy, let me know. Nicky reached out to me. I got fired the same day because on Frank's podcast page, I messaged Stu Feiner and I was like, hey, you should follow Real Mikey Betts. And then Nick was like, yeah, you can't do that. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. And then he fired me. And then I basically begged my way back in. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're good. Gave it back to me. And then I ran that pretty well. I started finding sales and marketing for Frank to get ads for the podcast. And then
wait, so this was on the Allow Me to Be Frank pod?
Yeah, Allow Me to Be Frank.
You put on his podcast Twitter that Stu should follow you?
I DM'd him, yeah.
Oh, DM. I was like, that's actually not as bad. I thought you just tweeted that out. I was gonna say that is a wild move, dude.
Oh no, that would be very wild. No, I just DM'd him. I was like, hey, you should follow. This is Mikey Betts. You should give me a follow. I'm running Frank's page, and then I got locked out of the account 2 hours later. Right after I was taking engagement photos with my wife, and I was damn. I'm crushed. But we're back. So then I started finding leads and sales. I started finding sponsors to get Frank sponsorships for his podcast, which totally pretty sure that was illegal. Can't do that. Especially, I didn't know how it worked, but basically Barstool was like, why don't you start doing that for us? Brought Jenks on because Jenks was doing all the sale, was not doing the sales, but had the opportunity to do sales with me. And then we got hired a stepbrother situation where it was both of us in the room. And the rest is history. That's how we got hired.
So you were the OG in the crew.
Nicky the Good was the OG. Shout out Nicky.
Well,
he got me
yeah,
hired.
for sure. I meant the tripod that you guys are today.
Yeah. I've known Frank the longest out of me and Jenks. Yeah, I've known him the longest.
So you were working at Barstool. He came on your podcast, and then you guys kind of had a little friendship.
They became
friends.
I
was not working at Barstool. I was just working for Frank. I was literally just working for Frank for free. I was like, you know what? The paycheck is the paycheck is the opportunity. Like that's how I kept looking at it. So I would do all of Frank's shit. Allow Me to Be Frank was all for free, and then eventually Barstool hired me after.
Right. He was. I think Frankie was asking about that original podcast. That was just the Mikey Betts show, right? That you just randomly had Frank on talking about the Bears, and then that stemmed into a friendship, and then down the road now you're maybe. Do you regret the friendship at times, Mikey? We've seen some of these beatings, man.
I'll say this. Like I love Frank to death. But he does get under my fucking nerves. But also on the other side of the coin, I know that I get under his nerves too. So like I bust his balls, and that's kind of what helps me cope with not flipping out on Frank. Is like I'm just gonna bust his balls because he busts my balls all day. So yeah, Frank's not bad. I like working with Frank. He's my boy, but he's my friend first, and then coworker second. And that's what I always got to tell him. Like, hey, we're friends first, But like when it comes to work, we got to do this, this, and this, and this. So
right, you guys have that. You have that friendship that like you're around each other so much where it's like you got to get pissed off at each other. It's like brother, it's family. It's like but that's okay with like if you're that close with friends, it's okay to be mad and lash out. That's how relationships work, man. You got to talk through this stuff.
I mean, have you ever seen ever heard of the chameleon effect? I feel like I get flamentia. I call it flamentia. Like just feeling like Frank is like. I get in these spurts. Like I'll be at home and my wife is like saying something. I'll be like, I don't know. Like I start clapping. I start dancing. I'm like, wait, dial it back. Like you're hanging out with the guy way too much. Like, dial it back.
We call it early onset Fleming.
Yeah,
Max has it pretty bad right now.
Early onset Fleming is a good one. I like schizophrenia or schizophrenia. There's a million.
Flamencia is really good though too. I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you can get like a prescription for though. Like you can you can take care of it.
Yeah, the prescription's just called Jenks.
Yes. Shout out Jenks. Hang out with Jenks once a day for 24 hours, and you will be totally fine. So
there you go.
The pill.
It's like once a day for 24 hours.
You saw when you were talking about you guys being friends first and then coworkers second, and like how you got to like balance that, whatever. If you saw me just giggling here, just smiling, is because all I think about, like especially at that moment, is just "Donde está mi Mets hat?" That
oh my
Jenks,
god,
he's
dude.
like, "It's right over there." Fuck face.
That was so funny, dude.
He looked like he'd been up for 5 days.
That was the funniest thing because it was like Jenks gets a breaking point too. Like we all get a breaking point.
Of course,
like,
yeah.
I flipped out so many times on Frank. Like it's fine, because that's what friends do. But like that was the first time we got on camera of Jenks just like calling him fuckface, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking funny. Like this is. Well, that's how it is. I mean, like in family, that's how it is. Like you just get in fights and arguments, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and you spoke on it, but you helped kind of build that team. Sorry, my phone's ringing here. I mean, you guys really did like build a team, like for Frank, Fleming Enterprises, whatever you guys want to call it. But this umbrella of Frank Fleming that you and Jenks have, and like you said, shout out Nikki the Good, who helped really build that Frank empire as well.
That was there too, but 100%.
But I feel like you were a big olive branch in that because you guys were reaching out to Jenks. This is before. Yeah. This is like while he's dating the Yak, and then Jenks and Frank go on a date to the Knicks game, and then after that you had him on the show. And for you and Jenks, like how's that relationship developed? Because he kind of came on after you, so I'm sure you appreciate the help.
Yeah, for sure. So Jenks, he came on as a guest one time for the podcast, and I was like, okay, this guy's vibe is pretty cool. Like he seems like he's genuine with Frank, and when I look at it in the podcast aspect, I'm like, all right, we need people that could jive with Frank and disagree with him, and not just be like, yes, Frank, yes, you're right, Frank. Oh, keep going, keep ranting. No, we need adversity and just like friendship, genuineness. So I was like, Frank, why don't we bring Jenks on the podcast like full time? Or why don't we just have him on the podcast? He goes, yeah, let's talk about it. So I reached out to Jenks, and then I brought him on the podcast full time to be like part of his way to get hired at Barstool. Like when I put his contact in my phone, I put Jenks future Barstool. Like that's what I put. And then he could vouch for it. But so the rest is history. We created like this bond, and then like the Frank Walks thing, that's like the thing that we're most proud of is helping Frank just lose weight and stuff. And that was
that was one of my questions. I don't mean to cut you off, but just since you're saying it right now, how did that all start? Like when I didn't know if because it seems like Jenks kind of took the reins and like tweeting about it and writing blogs about it and stuff. I didn't know if he started that or if you guys did it as a team or like how did that all begin?
I mean, it's always a team effort, but when we were at a hot dog review and there was like something Frank was doing and it looked like he was, I don't know, like having trouble doing something. And I pulled Jenks to the side and I was like, hey, like we should figure out a way to help Frank, lose weight and be healthier because we want him here around a long time. Like that's just the reality of it is we want Frank here a long time, not just enjoying, like we want him to enjoy life, but we also want him to be here for life. And that's kind of what I was pushing. I was like, why don't we try to get him on a walk every single day? And I'll be honest, like Jenks was like hesitant about asking him. He was all for getting Frank healthy, but he was hesitant about asking him because they were just starting out as friends. So I was like, fuck it. Let me just tell Frank, go on a walk every day. And I texted him. I was like, you should start going on a walk every day to lose weight. And, it could probably build something up here. Like if all goes well and you build up a consistency, the viewers will love it. So even if you don't want to do it for yourself, you do it for content. Content is king. And he texted me back. He was like, okay, maybe. And I'm like, all right. So then Jenks took him on a walk. I forgot where it was, the first walk. It was somewhere in New York. And they went on a first walk together. Some market. I think it was some market, right? They went on a walk together. And then Frank was like, you know what? I think I can keep doing this. And 302 days later now.
That's insane.
302 days later, we're here. So,
I mean, who'd have thought? I mean, let alone you guys. I might as well just you guys. No, I don't mean to suck you off too much, but you guys have
go ahead. I mean,
changed.
I don't mind.
Well, you're a married man, with one on the way. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
But you guys have changed Frank's life, and I think you see Frank is probably the most appreciative guy like at Barstool for Barstool. And I think like maybe you guys kind of fall under that, Barstool umbrella that he's so appreciative for, but I'm not sure if he tells you guys, but how many pounds has he lost? Like I've lost track.
Over 150, like of his peak weight. He was over 500. Now he's at 320 or 319. Something. I think he's under. Right.
He's walking around like that. Imagine the guy that Dave Portnoy hired doing the New Jersey Transit rant, which he still will do to this day. And perfect that shit because he's got it down to a T. But now Neil just tweeted this out the other day. A screenshot of Frank playing laser tag. So now Frank's in videos of laser tag, doing Barstool golf with Frankie Borelli. This is shit that he never could have accomplished before, and that doesn't happen without the team that you guys have built. So like kudos to you guys because it's incredible to see that turnaround and really like Scott Van Pelt on Frank walks like
that's the craziest part.
Insane where this is gone. It's something as simple as a walk, and I think it can be motivating and like inspiring to so many other people. So it really just kudos to you. But that's Sando's Suckfest. I'm done now.
No, I appreciate it, dude. I really do because it's genuine. And one thing you mentioned Frank golfing with Borelli. That was one of my favorite clips today that I saw. I don't know if you guys saw it, where Frank was talking about like why he loves Barstool so much. And, he gets to travel. He gets to do whatever he wants. He gets to see the world. Like growing up, Frank never got to do that. So hearing that and knowing that, like that clip right there, like that little shit like that is like what makes the job worth it. Is like seeing Frank like, all right, cool. Like I get to live my dream and like, okay, cool. If I get to live my dream at the same time, that helps. But like, this is awesome watching Frank just blossom.
Yeah, like you said, a friend too. I mean, and Jonathan said it too. I mean, it literally is incredible. Like if you remember, like I'm a huge, like stool scenes was one of my main things that got me like super into Barstool. I remember the stool scenes where Dave was like 3 days a week max. There's no way this guy's allowed at the office more than 3 days a week. Now he's literally getting bigger guests than PMT. I mean, literally, there are some guests that's on Frank Walks that have not been on PMT yet, which is fucking insane. And just, again, congrats to you guys because it's the team, like you said. And it's just incredible to see him talking. Like, when he was talking to Dwight Gooden, I got the chills multiple times because, again, I'm a Mets fan. I watch that 86 tape all the time. He must love that guy like that's nobody else. Right. So, like, to see him do that and, like, Dwight's gone through stuff. It's, tough life that he's had and everything and with his problems and stuff, and just seeing them talk was so genuine. I'm like, this is incredible. Like, this is just incredible. So I mean, to see him from I can't have him in this office more than 3 times a week to basically like one of the most noticeable people at Barstool, like
yeah, good job.
But I will Yeah, I'm gonna vouch for Dave there, because I still think that Frank should not be in the office like 3 days a week. Like, I'll just say that. I'll say that he should work 3 days at the office, 2 days at home to give the coworkers a break, because Frank is relentless. I went into the New York office on Monday. I could hear a pin drop. Everybody was working. They're all on the computers working, blogging, everything. They're working. Frank comes in like a tornado. All right. What are we gonna do here? Da, da, da. I'm like, dude, Frank is crazy. So yeah, I think 3 days a week and 2 days at home or on the road would be great.
Were you there, or did you see that clip with Chicken Fry?
No, I was not there.
So she came in the office and was like, "Oh, back in the office for 3 months, I haven't been here or whatever." And it was just like she's like looking around, and you could just hear Frank faintly screaming in the background. So she went to go see him, whatever. She's like, "This is it. This is why I love Barstool, New York. You just come here and just immediately Frank screaming." Like, it was just so genuine and perfect. Like, it was so funny.
Yeah, the 3 day definitely works, but it's for the others around him. Just a little break. I love that. Yeah, that's great.
People don't understand like who's on the other side of that phone getting screamed at, and it's me. I'm just getting fucking screamed at about things that I don't even know what I'm getting screamed at about.
Well, so we've spoke like all the good things, and we've seen all the good side of Frank. But I mean, the reason that people fell in love with him is because his rants and his crazy side, and like how he can explode and screaming into a camera, and just that phone's got to be covered in spit afterwards. We love that side of Frank. But yeah. How is that taking that's got to be tough, Mikey.
All right,
You're
so
a tough
I said all
man.
the good things. I said all the good things about Frank. So Frank
talk a little
Frank
shit.
is a menace to work with, dude. He is. I love Frank to death, but he is a menace to work with. Even as a friend, like going on drives with Frank is one of the most irritating things of all time. Like, he makes it purposely irritating. He has a Waze app or whatever for the GPS. It's a fucking dog. Like, he has a dog, like a person that acts as a dog giving the directions. So it's like 2.1 miles, woof, woof, turn left. I'm like, Frank, turn this fucking thing off. He's got to have his music on to his level. And then, dude, I hate the people
immaculate grids.
I'm done with it. I hate the people that say it's a stick. Because, like, the camera is not on in the car.
Nope.
The camera's not on in the car. And, like, he'll be, like, just watching the game cast. He's not watching the game. He's looking at the game cast. So you know how that is. Like, you're just waiting for it to see it say ball, right? And Frank's just looking at it, fucking screaming about the Mets all the time. Like, all the time. And, like, dude, in a closed car, when you're just clapping all the time, bro, that shit echoes, dude, and it gets to you. So,
that explains the flamentia, man.
Yeah, it's in me. I feel it. Like, I feel it. But yeah, I hate people that say it's a shtick because he's a crazy person. Like, crazy.
Yeah, we could both vouch for you. First of all, we were there when his lip started bleeding after the dozen match. But the other one that nobody else saw was when we were at the Mets game. Literally that Friday, we were at the Mets game, and you guys were going to do something with some sponsor or whatever. And he's like, yep, and we got to walk all the way down there, and we're gonna have to walk all the way back and whatever. And you were just like, Frank, we walk further than that every single day. It's okay, it's fine. And like you were like a parent or like a teacher, though. I was like, wow, he's great at that. Like, that was really good. So congrats, because you're gonna be a great dad, man. Because it was like the most fatherly moment. You were just like, Frank, we walk more than this every single day. It's fine. And he was just like, and then just walked off with you. It was like there was nothing to come back to.
Get your steps in, Frank. Just get your fucking steps in. You need to get your steps in, because like, it goes both ways. Like, too, like, now he's obsessed with getting his steps in and burning calories. So it's like, he'll wake up, it's 10 a.m. He'll look at his watch and be like, see, I'm only at 2,000 steps. 2,000 steps today. He walks in the office. This is the day I'm never getting to 10,000. It's 4 o'clock. We're at 10,000. And I'm like, Frank, didn't you just say you weren't going to get at 10,000? And he starts fucking laughing. I'm like, it's the most, like, ranting all day about not getting to 10,000 until he does, and he's quiet. It's crazy.
It's like ranting is just a mood for him. It's like, if he's in that mood, then he's going off about everything, which seems to be fairly frequent.
Well, the other day, I fucking had flamentia on Frank. Like, he called me. I just got off the plane. He called me about, like, getting a video or a spot, something about a sponsor. And I was like, you know what, Frank? I was like, I'm fucking busy right now. I just got off the fucking plane, screaming at him irrationally. And he goes, you don't have to scream at me irrationally when I tell you something. And I said, Frank, That's the pot calling the kettle black. I was like, I just did what you do to me every single day, and you don't like to taste your own medicine. He's a menace.
Right.
He's a
No,
menace.
that's that shit. When my mom used to yell at me as a kid, like for something I do, I'd be like, "You don't have to yell and just piss her off more." You know?
Oh
what
my
I mean?
God.
Like, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, yeah.
He's crazy. It's crazy.
No, it's crazy. The best kind of crazy, I think, maybe we've ever seen. I mean, people talk about him being, the one of fans. He's up there, man. When it comes to baseball fandom, I mean, who else do you think of?
No, yeah, and the guy's true to his word. The funniest video in the world is Frank. Besides Frank trying to pronounce Giannis Antetokounmpo, I said that wrong. But the best video in the world is Frank. Have you ever seen him eating his words? Or no?
Oh yeah, dude. Back in the day before Barstool, he ate the paper.
Before Barstool.
Oh, okay.
I think the total views, like it had to be like 33 views. And just Frank eating his words of saying that Brazil won't win the World Cup. He wrote it down, put it on a piece of paper, and ate it. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, dude. It's just like these. That's why Frank's Frank. That's why
he took it down. He could not take hummus down, but he took the entire piece of paper that he wrote that on down. Let's just be very clear about that. That is one of my favorite things about him. It's just like he can eat the fucking paper with pen on it, but hummus, disgusting.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think that's another thing that's so different about Frank. And like he's got to this level, to where it's like he's putting out polarizing content almost on a daily basis, thanks to the crew that you guys have again. But from where he started, he was still such a grinder before anyone knew about him. Sports encyclopedia. Yeah. And then, like you said, eating his words to 33 people, shit like that. And like, when Frank came on and told us his story about, being in court and doing that, like that job alone is a grind. And then to go home and like do what he's doing, like it doesn't slow down with him. So my question is, do you think it's ever gonna, or is it just, he's just going to keep going and going?
I'll answer the first question. No, I don't think it will ever stop with Frank. I think he's just just a crazy guy. Like he just doesn't stop anything. And two, I forgot what I was going to say because I already forgot what.
No, it's perfect. I mean, that's good news for you guys, though. It means you always have work to do, Mikey. So it's good.
Lucky me, dude. The best is like Saturday night, 9 o'clock. He'll send me like a video. He's like, "I need you to edit this tonight." I'm like, "Dude, I'm hammered. Like, there's no way I'm doing this, dude."
Right? Yeah. I finally got a night off. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I physically can't, Frank. He's like, "Well, you need to get this done." So
I can't wait. I can't wait till you got the baby and you're like, "Frank, I'm holding my child here." He's like, "Well, what are you doing with the other hand?"
Exactly.
Oh,
well, didn't you already change her?
I gotta ask something since I got the hat on. Do you know Abe?
Yeah, I know Abe.
Okay, so I just need to know, like, since you're with Frank a lot, are they just like, what is it like with those two together? Because we had Abe on Stooley Wednesday a bunch, and like I've talked to him in person. Shout out again, this hat, Super God Brothers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There you go.
That's fucking dope. I like that. The dynamic between them is cool. He's a very chill guy, Abe. Like he's like, yeah, man, it's gonna be all right. Like, no big deal, no problem, man.
It's pretty good, Abe.
And Frank is, like he's crazy.
That's why.
So pretty good, Frank.
Like
you got a California guy and a New Yorker. That's why I'm like, how do these two like?
Well, all right. I'll give a story with when they were together. We went to Vegas for the Super Bowl, the event, the Super Bowl event, and Abe was going to meet us at dinner. So the whole time was like, "Hey man, like Frank, let's just take a taxi, or let's just take the train or whatever it is in Vegas. Like, let's just take the thing to get us there in 20 minutes." And Frank is freaking out because he needs to get his steps in. He's like, "No, I want to walk." Meanwhile, it was like 40 something degrees. I wanted to get a sweater. And I was like, "Frank, can I go grab a sweater really quick? We're waiting for Abe." And Frank goes, "No." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "No, we have to go now." So we end up walking without Abe. Abe is in the lobby, like, "Where are you guys at?" He ends up taking the train. There was high tensions the whole time at this dinner table, which we didn't know, me and Jenks. Shout out to Frank. This is the times where it's just like, "What are you thinking, Frank?" That it was like an $86 dinner, like an $86 buffet that like we didn't want to pay it. Like, what the hell? Yeah. So we had to go. It was just crazy. Like Frank that dynamic between them, like Frank was ranting about the Mets, and like the whole time he was like, "You just gotta think about a day at a time, one at a time." And it's like that is not the position to do it with Frank. Like, just tune him out. Just tune him out because you're only adding fuel to the fire. When you try to be positive with Frank, you're like, "Oh, better luck next time," or "Hey, help you out," or the Mets will be better. Like, you just gotta have faith. Like, Frank, that's not calming him down. It's like telling your girl to relax when she's fucking pissed. Like, it's just
it actually, like you said, it's like the reverse. I remember at the game, the Mets were winning 11-1 against the Cubs that we were at. It's the first time I was ever at Wrigley. I was thrilled. I was like, this is amazing. This is perfect. And he literally, we had I forget who came in. It was the one guy that we both hate. I can't remember his name, thank God, though. But he threw a couple balls. He let a couple guys on. He walked one guy, hit, and then obviously, here we go. This is it. Whatever. Again, we're up 11-1, and I was just feeding into it with him. I'm like, this is what we do, Frank, every time. It's going to be 11-5 by the end of this inning. The game ended 11-1. So
that's how you keep him calm, though. If you agree,
it was.
Like,
we were in
that tennis match with Frank. You're like, yeah, they do fucking suck, and they're terrible, and this and that. But if you fucking do the positive shit, Frank just goes nuts, nuclear. I actually love it sometimes. Like, guilty pleasure. It's like
we've said we think our episode with him didn't do that well because he didn't blow up. There was no crazy, he was just pretty chill and like answered our questions. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really get into 100%. The weeds with him. So
yeah, and also if there's a question that's just kind of yes or no, there's no elaborating with Frank. We came to learn pretty quick. It's just like, is this guy your favorite player? Yeah,
that's my guy.
Yeah, next question. Yeah, right. Yeah. So we had a couple of those too, but that's part of the learning experience, and it was early days of the breakdown, so we were fortunate enough, and thank you for that because you helped secure him back then. So you mentioned Frank getting all nasty. Some would say Frank gets a little rowdy, and coming soon, Mikey Betts gonna be getting rowdy. We got Rough and Rowdy 25. Mikey Betts, is it Zach Abel? Which Abel is it?
It is Zach Abel, yes.
Yeah. I think it's Unable.
Yeah. So we watched Jenks, put down the other Unable. And now the story it seems like it's coming to a close of this Abel rivalry versus the Tanks. It seems like it's coming to a wrap. It's coming to a head with Mikey Betts heading off R&R 25. What's your mindset right now? Like, how you feeling? Are you excited? We are close, and I guess I'll mention I'm on the card as well, but it's not as big of a ticket.
Yeah, no, I mean, we both are fighting, so both taking it seriously, both training. I feel good. I'm down 30 pounds. I feel good in my joints, my body, like my punches are fine. Yeah, I'm just ready to fucking fight the guy. Honestly, like, I'm tired of like just the waiting now. Like, I just want to be in the ring. Every day I wake up, like, I just want to be in the ring and fight this fucking guy and get it over with. Like, that's how I am right now. The nerves are gone. I just want to fight this guy. Like, I just want to fucking pound him. Like just fucking fight this guy, not pound him. No
yeah,
yeah. I just wanna get this fight over with and knock him out. Like, I just like.
Have you two been in contact at all?
No, haven't talked to the Abel brother ever. So
okay.
So there's no. I was gonna ask if there was any like Twitter shit talk or anything at all, because.
No, you guys know me. Like, I'm not a fighter. I'm not like I don't like to like cause animosity or anything like that. But like with this stuff, I'll hit a motherfucker. Like, I don't mind fighting somebody. Like, I'll do it. I've fought before. I've never fought with gloves. Like, that's the weird part for me. It's kind of tricky. Like, gloves.
Yeah, you're adding 16 ounces, man. You gotta. It's different with 16 ounces on your hands.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, but the punches are easier to take with the fucking like. I feel like
you would think so. Yeah,
I guess.
I'm gonna say it's
it still hurts, man.
It hurts, but like I've been sparring. Like, it's.
Yeah, no. It's the way that I explain it is like stepping in the ring. Once you get hit in the face, it's kind of like okay, now we're going. Like, it's it kind of. For me, it snaps you in. It's like, all right, now that, and that's the sport of it. I know Rough and Rowdy is a different kind of sport of it because it's it's rough and rowdy. It's a minute of hell. It's you're going at the other guy, which I assume is going to be your approach there. You're just going to, like you said, you're ready to pound him or get So whatever you, that's going to be your approach. Then you're just going to go in there and pound him, huh?
Yeah.
Some Billy football and Jose Canseco action.
Yeah. Dude, that would be crazy if. What if I took a dive?
What if you flipped him over the ropes?
That'd be cool.
Isn't you're fighting the guy that did that, right? I think he took his guy, the guy took him over, then he took the guy over the ropes and shit.
If he tries to do that to me, I will fucking
Oh,
whip
dude.
him out of the fucking ring.
I swear to God, if you go over the rope, I'm gonna be there. If you go over the ropes, I might just get arrested and just jump in and just start like a
There'll be a
melee.
riot. There will be a riot if he tries. No, he's not going to do it, but if he tries,
No, he
I
won't
will
be able
fucking
to.
make sure he is out of it. I will launch him out of there. I'll pick
So-
him up and fucking launch him out.
Well, I was just gonna say, picking him up. The dude seems like a fat shit. Like what you said yesterday. I mean, it was over text, but what was the like weight? Wasn't there like a weight that he has to hit?
I think it's like 250 or something like that. I think 240. I think it's 240. I'm fine either way. So
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Said you're down 30. That's crazy.
Yeah. I feel fantastic. I mean, I don't want to call him a fat fuck because I was like that, but
Right.
I guess
But he's a fat
Dude,
fuck,
you were
Yeah.
not like that. I love you. You're my guy. I'm just gonna tell you, you were not like that.
Bro, I weighed 312 pounds before.
No shit.
Not when I knew
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
buddy.
Not when you did it, no. But I did weigh
No.
320 pounds before. That was dark times. But yeah, I feel good, feel great. This guy, I thought he was gonna do a lot of shit talking. It's very, very, very underwhelming. Very underwhelming.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
thought
waiting
too.
for the
That's
guy
why I
to
asked.
chirp at me. Yeah.
He's the one that's 2-2. He's got a couple wins,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the other guy's just never won, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
He
but
always
he
gets
talks like
knocked out.
So this is
Yeah.
Maki Best. Look, kid. My God. It's like, well, fucking speak up. I can't even hear you. Like, what are you saying, bro? So I don't know. It's weird. Maybe he's a little nervous. I feel like he's a little nervous.
It could be. I mean, main event.
Well,
I don't know.
I-
They've been there enough that they should fucking,
I think
know
he's
how it rolls.
nervous.
But yeah.
I think he's nervous because
think
think
he's
about it, dude. I don't think he's ever fought against a Barstool employee, and everyone's always been on his side because of that. Because he's a weirdo, crazy person,
Yeah.
and whatever. He's had the crowd in his back. I think he's had Barstool on his back. I mean, I know even
I mean, Dave and Big Cat love him.
right?
Yeah.
And Big Cat said it. He's like, I'm an able guy. He's, of course I'm rooting for bets, whatever. But I'm an able guy. So like, like
I get it.
that's. So like he's had the backing. Now it's going to be different because he's going to be coming out there and it's just going to be fucking booze coming from the Stoolie Wednesday guys, especially because we got a couple guys coming. So that'll be good.
We got a solid little Stoolie squad that'll be there to support for sure. From the group chat alone, I think we're up to like 6 or 7 people at least that are going to be out there, which is going to be a blast. We've been talking about like entrance ideas and stuff. I know that my buddy, I'll spoil this a little bit. My buddy Twan should be walking out with me as my security. So speaking of entrance, you got any plans, or is it's just a business meeting?
It's not a business meeting. I'm going in a Hawaiian shirt. I'm probably gonna go out to Margaritaville if they let me, and then if they let me bring out a Mai Tai, I will drink one right before the fight. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Dude, you gotta I gotta post. We gotta like cut this in or something, Jonathan. I got this tweet that I saved it, I think, on my Twitter, so we can put it in there. It's the most disrespectful thing a fighter can do before a fight. Dude took a shot and was ripping a blunt on the thing, blows it out, whatever, like out of his nose. It's just crazy, and then just goes and demolishes this dude. I gotta put that in there. That'll just be you. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be short for him, and then
Hell yeah.
we'll be done. How do you feel about your fight?
I mean, I'm kind of feeling the same. I've had the confidence, the experience. I've been in the ring before for not like, it wasn't like a real amateur fight. It was a charity event called Battle of the Badges. So I've been hit in the face in front of people before. I know how it works. That was 3 3-minute rounds. That's the difference. I don't have to dance around. Now it's just, it's stand up and go. And that was also a long time ago. The kid that I'm fighting, he looks in good shape. He's like all I could find on him was his fucking huddle highlights. So that's fun. Yeah. I'm fighting at right around 180. So I really didn't. I was at like 190 when I found out that I would be fighting. I just lost 10 just in case. I told him I could go down as low as like 165 if I needed to. So I'm fighting at a weight I should be. I'm comfortable at. So yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm nervous, but every time, I think of how close it's getting, I get that, the butterflies, the excitement.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Like
you said, I'm just ready to go. Like every time I'm hitting the bag and I, have a good, good minute session on a bag, and it's like, all right, fucking get me in there. I'm ready to roll. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
Speaking of ready to roll, though, I think Stu might be there. I think he might be making a surprise appearance. I'm not sure, not confirmed, but there are rumors swirling.
That'd be fucking great, man.
Yeah.
I'll bring my 15-15-30 shirt just in case.
Hell yeah.
I think I'll spoil. I bought my fit yesterday too, but just some simple black and yellow trunks for my Stillers, and then some boxing shoes, and then just a Barstool versus the World shirt. Because I feel like I'm
That's
probably
my
gonna
shirt.
I'm probably gonna be, the fans probably know this guy better. He's a local guy. You know what I mean? They're probably going to root for the West Virginian kid, not the Ohio guy who's a Barstool fan that they don't know of. Because I know in those places, like it's not necessarily Barstool fans. It's more so just, that venue is West Virginia boxing venue. So
they love it too.
Yeah.
So those fans, I've been to the Rough and Rowdy before. They get wild. They love it.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm glad that Nick Tarani is going to be there for sideline. I hit him up yesterday with a joke. My girlfriend's finally been watching the Yak. So I just messaged him. I said, hey, I finally got my girl into the Yak, and she thinks, she loves your jokes. You're her favorite. So after she yaks, how do I get her into anus? And
I like that.
Yeah,
very clever.
Yeah, he hit me up and was like, oh man, that'll be impossible, brother. And then he was like, also, I'll be seeing you on the 9th. So I'm excited. It's cool to get the opportunity. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's like, hey, this is, it's Jonathan Sands. I'm going to a Barstool event to put on for Barstool. It's my opportunity to put on a show for the brand that I've supported and, been excited about this, this whole year of podcasting that Frankie and I have done. So it's cool to, be involved. And I'm not going to let that, opportunity come, fall short. If I had one shot, one opportunity, the rest is history. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
so.
Sound like Eminem.
Yeah,
that was mom spaghetti and shit.
I was
don't miss your chance to blow, please. But what song are you coming out to?
Enter Sandman, brother.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's very good.
Yeah, it's right there in the name. I mean, Sands is the real name, but Sandos for Big Cat.
Dude, you know what I just realized?
By Metallica. That'll be it. And it's I'm taking the business approach. Like I said, I'm there to put on a show. So that's my plan.
Well, this might not be then part of your show, but I think if you remember that UFC fighter that put he wrote the sponsors on his chest, you just got to put follow Stool Breakdown on your chest or back or something.
I like that.
That would be fire. I was going to say I should wear the shirt out in front of you while you're walking. Follow Barstool Breakdown when you're on the walkout, but having it on you.
What I'll tell you, just get me through the first one. After I go out and win this one, who's to say? There's so many Rough and Rowdies. Who's to say I won't, be in there again? And then that's when I feel like you can start to get into brand promotion. But I feel like this one, I just got to go out there, show them what I can do, and
fair.
Yeah,
business.
let the rest take care of itself.
Frankie, what about you? When are you gonna go into Rough and Rowdy?
Yeah, when are you gonna?
I will do that. Once my first kid's born, I can't fight. So 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually I told my uncle who used to try. I used to just train with my uncle, and I used to box when I was in 8th grade, which is when I coined the phrase of boxing is just aggressive pillow fighting, because you really have pillows on your hands, and they can leave black eyes. But like you said, you can take the punches a lot better. But then all of a sudden you're like, why do I have this bruise here? Why does my ear hurt? So that's the difference there. You guys can't.
100%.
No, we don't hear the cat.
It's literally she's in between my feet right now, fucking meowing at me. I'm sorry, it's distracting.
What's your cat's name?
Mello. Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah,
well, that's everyone's always like, oh, MELLOW, and I'm like, no, MELO, and they're like, oh, that's a cool spelling, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of just named after Carmelo Anthony.
One time, please.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Fab Mello.
Yeah, that pussy's being unchill right now, Frankie.
Seriously, I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm like, what the fuck is in between my feet?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of follow-up I have on R&R, because I mean that's all it is. It's two guys that are gonna step in the ring and square up and go to war. And I know you're pumped. I'm pumped. I'm ready for the 9th. I can't tell people enough to buy R&R 25, because not only are you going to have Mikey Betts and Jonathan Sandos on the card, there's 18 other fights that are going to be worth it, and we get to watch a little ass shaking. So everyone's got to check out R&R 25. Support Mikey Betts. We got to close this chapter. We got to close the Frank Abel brothers chapter off correctly. Watching Zach Abel hit the carpet or hit the whatever the bottom of a ring's called.
On
hit the
rink.
9th. Yeah, hit the rink on August 9th. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Appreciate you guys having me on, boys.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. I know, like it's only a 15-minute R&R preview, maybe, but I mean, I think your story is very interesting as well. To from humble beginnings to Walk 302. What you guys have created over there at Frank the Tank Enterprises is impressive shit, and it's something like us stoolies look up to. Like you said, the Mikey Betts show was once a dream, and now you're at the pirate ship. So
yeah,
it's inspiring to us all.
Yeah, and dude, on that real quick, I do want to bring back the Mikey Betts show. Hopefully one day when I have a little bit more connections and everything, that'll be all right. We can bring this back, but it will be back one day.
Yeah.
It'll be back.
Well, I know a small time podcaster, gambler. He can do edits and all that shit, man. Check out Stool Breakdown. That's the references for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
do
but
we know if Ring Girl number 3, I believe it was, is going to be there?
I don't look at ring girls.
Yeah,
only one ring I'm looking at.
That's right. Yeah, no comment. My girlfriend's coming.
Lucky Mrs. Betts.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lucky Mrs. Betts.
Yeah, she'll be there. She'll be there. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what Big Cat say? You're fighting for 3 too. So you got you got that dad power coming in.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I actually feel it. Like instantly I feel the dad power.
It's like putting on Thanos' glove. Yeah. All right.
Like
dude, just wait till one of your kids is in the pool and they don't get out when you're supposed to, and you rip them out left-handed just by their swim short.
That's such a cool ass thing.
Crazy, dude. It's nuts. All of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Are my shoulders like?
You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to eat things like the dad tax. Like, hey, let's just make sure that McDonald's is not poison.
Oh, dude.
Right, you're good.
Oh my God, brother. Just this morning, I was doing breakfast with my kids, and my daughter wanted Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I was like, all right, I just need to make sure the milk isn't spoiled. She's like, Daddy, you know that it's not spoiled. You're just doing that. I'm like, no, I'm for real this time. Like, I don't know if it's actually spoiled. She's like, you just opened the milk. I saw you do it. I'm like, all right, you got me. It's this guy.
Yeah.
Like, that, you do that with any and everything, which is also that you're going to have to watch your weight again there, because you're just going to be eating all the leftovers, trying everything.
What do I care?
No, I'm just saying, dude. You're with Frank, trying to set a good example. I know.
You're right, dude. What if Frank got down to like 200 and I'm up at 450? I'm like, keep going, Frank.
Yeah, every pound that Frank loses, you have to put on. And then we'll just run it back. Once Frank gets too skinny, we'll run it back the other way.
I'll be
Mikey walks.
The Frank Fleming part 2, full Flamentia in me. Trying to play that bowl games. Oh.
Mikey Walks, presented by Frank Walks.
Yeah, it'd be great.
You know. All right, I'm out of here, boys. I got to get out of here before I get in trouble.
No, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much again, for coming in on a work day and, hanging out with the breakdown. I can't wait to see you on the 9th. Let's get a couple of knockouts. Let's put on for Barstool. And, Mikey Betts, everybody. Thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
It's the Barstool Breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me. Breakdown, let's listen to those guys. Breakdown, what's happening at Barstool this week? Breakdown is more time. It's more time.